Welcome to Film Riot. I'm going to answer questions. Ready? First one. When is the trailer for Ballistic coming out? The end of this month or beginning of next month? I'm not 100% sure, but either the end of the last week of this or the first week of next. So either the end or the beginning. Soon. Nailed it. Hey, Ray, do you have a favorite genre? Which and why? I don't know that I have a favorite genre, especially to watch. I definitely don't have a favorite one to watch, although I do really adore sci-fi and horror, and those are the ones that I'll watch even the bad ones of because I just love the genre so much that I want good ones. So, I mean, that would definitely be toward the top of a list, but a good movie is a good movie. But to make, it would actually probably be sci-fi and horror again. Sci-fi, horror, and action are three of my favorite genres to make, but thriller is definitely way up there on the list, and the right drama as well. So I don't think I have one specific favorite, but I would say sci-fi, horror, thriller, and action are at the top of the list for sure to watch and make. Hey you, how do you find a balance between running the business side of things and being creative and writing? I find trying to do both just ends up weakening everything. Do you delegate a lot of tasks? If so, what side do you end up putting on someone else? I agree. I think it's really difficult to like have that left and right brain going at the same time, to be, you know, business minded and also creative minded. Of course, business is a creative field in and of itself in a different sort of way, but to be the type of creative that we're talking about, plus do the number crunching business side of things, can be very, very difficult, and they're two things that just don't go together very well. I have since the beginning always passed off sort of the money side of things, the crunching the numbers side of things, the taxes and what have you. That way I never had to think about those things, because those were the things that I felt really drag me down when I'm trying to be creative. But there's a huge portion of business, obviously, when you're running one, that you can't just pass off to someone else, that you're definitely involved with. So, you know, it's just a matter of having time to where it's that version of me, and then times where it's the other version of me. And very, very few times do those things happen at the exact same time. It's, you know, I find time to focus in on the business side of things, and then I find time to focus in on the creative side of things. That way I can separate those and keep them their own entities. That way I'm just switching back and forth once, not continuously. And that seems to help out a lot. I'm in a writing slump. I feel I have no ideas, none, zip, nada. I'm not sure what to do to get out of this. Any advice? We have talked about this a bunch before. So the short answer to this is go consume things. Go find inspiration. Go look at photography, paintings, read a book, watch a movie, listen to a podcast, listen to music. Just consume things and find inspiration. Even real life events. Go read an autobiography. Just go hunt down any and all inspiration until you do feel inspired, and then you can parlay that into doing things. Another way is maybe, you know, you're hitting a block with that specific thing. Maybe try writing something else, take a break from it and see if that breaks you back into it, or just push right past it. Or if you're just having a hard time starting altogether, see previous original statement. What cheap, very low budget items do you still use, if any, from the early Film Riot days in your now more professional shoots? I've still used the bathroom light fixture light, the bar light that we built from time to time, and shower curtains, often can lights as well, and the bounce boards that we've made we're always using. A lot of the stuff, I would say, like anything made out of PVC, we probably never use, but everything else, for the most part, will find its way into it here and there. What do you think is the best way to handle an ending with ambiguity? I know a lot of people who were turned off by Birdman's ending, but I think it still had enough closure to be satisfying. Thoughts? I'm kind of the wrong one to ask because I am doing that all the time with my stuff. I really like endings that are ambiguous, that don't give you all the answers, like, you know, Proximity. Sentinel is a great example of just not giving you much of anything. I've been messing around with that idea a lot. Like, what is a story exactly? Does it really need to have that beginning, middle, and end in a traditional sense, or can it be something else? And I think, you know, we've been taught that this is how a story is told, so a lot of people will reject that. So you do have to keep that in mind. But I kind of reject the idea that everything needs to be this nice tied off bow. And I have been sort of toying around with that idea for a while, Sentinel being one of the most extreme cases of that. But I feel as though if you give a completed story, if you give closure in another way, like emotionally, I think you can get away with not giving closure with the plot. And more often than not, I really prefer that, because I think those are the times where the filmmaker is leaving it open for you to insert yourself, think more deeply about it, connect more with it, relate more with it without giving you all the answers. It's kind of, I said it in, a coming podcast, which we are releasing the podcast very soon, probably this month. But I say it in one of those, it's very much like hearing half of a conversation in a coffee shop. If this couple comes in arguing and they leave arguing, you're still getting a piece of that story and you were still a part of that story. And now it's up to you to figure out what came before it and what came after it. And it keeps you thinking about it and it keeps you engaged. And I think that's something that's very interesting that I have been exploring and I will continue to explore. So I don't think I answered the question, but those are my thoughts on it. Domain.com has all your website needs, including .com and .net domain names and an intuitive website builder for you to get started building your brand online. They're affordable, reliable, and have the tools that you need to start sharing your ideas with the world on a professional website. No domain extension is going to help you tell your story like a .com or .net, and Domain.com has over 300 different domain name extensions if you want to brand yourself online as well. Everything from .space to a .club. And of course, you can get 15% off their already affordable prices when you use the coupon code FilmRight at Domain.com's checkout. When you think domain names, think Domain.com.
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. And this one is Don't Go Down to Wilder. It is a Bloody Cuts short film, has a lot of really interesting ideas in it. And the VFX supervisor was Ryan Thompson, who is one of the latest additions to the Film Riot team. So definitely go check that out. There's a link in the notes below. And until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.